with the Nintendo Direct just finishing up and being quite possibly one of the best Nintendo Directs we've had in a while, only second to maybe perhaps when they secretly announced and dropped the same day Metroid Prime Remastered. I was just stunned. I mean, E3 is dead, but E3 was just a convention. Gaming companies still are alive and well, and with that, some of the best games ever, I think, in the last 5 years were announced and on display here at Nintendo. It was almost like hold my drink kind of a situation from Microsoft. Microsoft had a stellar showing this June with some of the most trailer after trailer, release after release, good stuff, a lot of hotly anticipated stuff, and then Nintendo just blew it out of the water. 3 of the biggest, most iconic characters again will be debuting within the year. We have, Donkey Kong, we have Mario, and Samus Aran. So with that said, I won't bore you. I'm going to give you my personal top 3 best games that I am super excited for. And we're going to begin with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Yeah, I know it's a Wii release. I've played it. I finished it. Unlike a lot of people you're going to see on either Nintendo Life or Game Explain or whatever, it really irks me when people say, I didn't play this because it had motion controls. You want to know what the motion controls were? You just shook it and Donkey just slapped the ground. Very rare to do those kind of actions. Yeah, that shaking, that pounding, that's the only time that you need it. Right? It wasn't, you didn't have to constantly finagle or fiddle with the motion controls. It's a very simple game that you hold the Wiimote on the side, like you hold it sideways sort of and play. I'm super excited because those same BS haters that said they couldn't play this game with motion controls, now they'll have to play this on the Switch, and there's no excuse not to play this game. It is the prequel, obviously, to the phenomenal, almost legendary top tier Tropical Freeze, and I'm in love with it. This game was the first step, so everything, if I'm not mistaken, was done in-house, including the music. I think they brought in David Wise for the second one, but the faithful recreations to levels like Fear Factory or Vulture Culture are just phenomenal. And if you don't know those 2 tracks, look them up from the original Donkey Kong and the Donkey Kong Country Returns on YouTube, and you'll be floored. They are musical masterpieces. The game is just aesthetically so beautiful, and it started that trend of like levels in a 2D platformer that made sense. So you're gonna have floating platforms, but Donkey Kong goes out of its way to sort of define how they're floating. And like these treetop levels and stuff, you'll see that there are trees attached to them. It's just a phenomenal platformer. I'm slurring my words here. It's just one of the best, if not the best. It can't be the best because Tropical Freeze is such a phenomenal effort, but this definitely started it. And me and my brother played this 2-player co-op, and then our Wii, we had to send it in for repairs, and all of our data was wiped. So here's round 2, right? Definitely one of the harder games. So I should stop talking about it and say, if you haven't played it, you have no excuse, get this. Now, my little tidbit here is the January 16th release. I'm kind of skeptical, like why not release this now? And truth be told, it looks good, but I think they're going to add a bit of polish to it. I think we're going to get the visuals bumped up quite a bit. My theory, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, is that this will be the showcase for the backwards compatibility, up-res sort of, if there is such a thing for the Switch 2. This will be the showcase game. Not Metroid Prime 4. I think it's going to launch closer to this game. I could be wrong, but I get this gut feeling. This game shouldn't be that difficult to get out in a couple of months. However, the same studio has been working on this game, is doing Metroid Prime 4. So I imagine Retro is pretty short-staffed. to try and release two massive games, even if one of them's an HD remaster in the same sort of like fiscal year. So yeah, that's my theory. It is an amazing game. And don't trust anybody who's like, oh, I had this on Wii, but I never played it. I couldn't get over the motion controls. It's like, no, your job is to play games, man. Shut up and play games. I'm so tired. Like, even on IGN, there's just so many people that have these excuses. It's like, your job is to play a game. If it's motion controls or not, you have the console, play it, give it a shot. And if you have it on the Wii, you can attest to it. The motion controls weren't like shoehorned in. It wasn't such a, Anyways, I'll go into my next pick for number 2. And it is, I'm going to pick this. I'll be honest, the loudest reaction I had in the whole direct was on this. When he's like, we're going to take you for a ride. Immediately, I couldn't believe it. I thought, like many people who are fans of Maximilian Dood, that Capcom versus SNK would be the logical collection set that they announced. Lo and behold, we get Marvel versus Capcom. I mean, maybe it's because Disney is not doing so hot and they decided, hey, let's just get some, get our reputation back up there, because they were notorious for making sure that Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Infinite didn't have certain characters. People wanted stuff like fan favorites like Venom, Wolverine, and stuff. And I know there was a lot of discussion of them reducing the amount of X-Men that were in the game. Some producers came out and said that Marvel was very picky who they wanted in Infinite, with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But something happened. Somebody grew a heart. People at Capcom learned how to negotiate their asses off, and we get this amazing bundle of 7 games, including a 2D co-op game with Punisher, Nick Fury, going out kicking butt. I'm really excited for that, but I'm most excited for is just going through all these legacy games, because unless you live in Japan near Akihabara and you can go to an arcade, and there is one arcade that has all of them there, it's insane. These games are near impossible to come by. They were stuck. The last time was on the PS3, a digital form, and you bet your butt I'm buying the physical for this. And I urge you, if you're listening to my voice right now, buy a copy of this game. Show Capcom that Marvel vs. Capcom matters and that these games are worth the effort. They come with so much packed extras. Look at that arcade, like the arcade prints on how to do combos and special moves is included in there. There's character art. There's rollback netcode. It is insane what this game is pulling off, and I can't believe it. I can't believe we're getting this. I will be getting this not only on the Switch but also on the PS5, and I urge the same. Pick up multiple copies, gift them to your friends. There is no better fighting game. It's easy to get into. There's tons of room for growth, and it's just such a good time. Wacky music, wacky presentation, and I love this cover art. So that's my number 2 pick. And make no mistake, number 1, I'm gonna go with the best trailer. I'm gonna shut up for a little bit because for me, I've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 for a while. Next to F-Zero, Metroid Prime Remastered and the original are my favorite games of all time. I'm just gonna shut up for this bit. I get chills. I get absolute chills. That is quite possibly the greatest fanfare intro. It's so iconic. The game is looking really polished, really good. Not unbelievable for a Switch game. I think they're pushing the most out of the Switch right now, and it's locked at 60 frames per second. You see a very little buckling when you transition from Morph Ball to Samus. The effects are on point. There's a lot of smoke and cloud effects, but they don't last on the screen that long. Few reflections, because you want this game to be optimized to perform as fast and smooth as possible. Wicked motion capture stuff over there. And, it's a continuation. Prime 3 ended with Silex's ship chasing after Samus. And the title Beyond, yes, I love it. Everything about this. It's a testament to this direct. Everything was so art design heavy. And what I mean by that is, look at the stuff around here. It's not too, geometrically, it's not too difficult to render out, but the art design is on another level. You could sort of see like the background of that tree area. There's a skybox happening there, but it's so hard to discern where the level ends and where the background begins. Even in the intro of the game, like, textures may not be as detailed. There may not be that level of geometric fidelity that you see in a next-gen game, but I'm amazed even at the rock surfaces here, the complexity when Samus lands into that area, the effects, everything is running so efficiently. And just the lighting engine that they just nail it every single Metroid game. The ambience, the feel. Of course, this is not a first-person shooter. I love these games because it's a love letter to aliens, to sci-fi, to even first-person exploration games, because this is, at the end of the day, a first-person exploration game. And the story for the Prime series has been so amazing. It's been such an ambient experience. That's the best way I could put it. It's not, something you'd sit down like a Halo 2 or 3 and just be like, yeah, bombastic. It grows on you. It's a fine drink, a luxurious dinner. It's like, if you're tuned into it, it is peak video game art and design. And that is my number one. I absolutely adore this. Look forward to some of our other, other members of Power Star Japan talking about their favorites. I decided to skip out on some of those other titles because I want them to put out their video, and we're gonna give shine a light on almost everything that was on the direct in this unique way. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for listening to me. Please like and subscribe, and take care.